Forewarning, I have no idea what this is going to look like. If I end up cutting this out and cutting different things around, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to keep this short and concise because we need to address a giant non-issue on this channel. What that means is we're going to address something that is super important to address, that I need to address as a person that I am and of my job, and I want to make sure to make myself very clear so everyone understands me. I'm going to give you the basics of it this way. I am a teacher. I host a show called Teacher Reacts. I mentioned this many times throughout my Mario playthroughs. I mentioned this many times throughout me doing my whole show of Teacher Reacts, that I am a teacher. And because I am a teacher, there are certain things that I have to do, and there are certain things that I have to not do. One of the things I have to do is obey the law, and therefore, any type of new legislation that comes out, I obviously have to go by that and do that. Okay, good. I have to, follow that legislation. And this is important because new legislation, new laws dropped is what I'm saying. What do I mean by that? Well, basically in the state that I'm at, that teachers are no longer and are not allowed to communicate with students through any method that is non-traceable and not through school. What that means is basically I cannot talk to any students on social media. I cannot talk to any students. I cannot communicate with students specifically outside of stuff that is specifically dictated by my district. Now, you may be asking yourself, Ddog, oh no, you have a YouTube channel. What the f is gonna happen with that one? Well, okay, that's a good question. And here's the short of it. Nothing changes. What do I mean by that? I have always kept my channel as kind of a secret from my students. Now, let's be clear, it's probably the worst kept secret ever because I have been teaching for now what is my 7th year. So therefore, I have been teaching now children that have siblings of like 4 or 5 years younger than them, and I've taught their siblings, and I've done, a whole generation. I've been teaching a lot of kids, and a lot of kids like to talk to each other, and a lot of siblings like to talk to each other, and usually every year at some point throughout the year, one of them will come to me and say, we found out that you have a YouTube channel. And I'm like, oh, do I? I don't have a YouTube channel. And obviously I know that they know, and so I have to have kind of a sit down moment with my classes, and that sit down moment is always me basically saying, hey, obviously I am a human. Outside of school, I'm going to have things that I do. And yes, I have a hobby in a certain place on a certain website. And therefore, I want you all to know that specifically, you are not to come follow me. You are not to come find me, and you are not to interact with me. It's very important that I stress that to them. And then they're like, why? This is so cool. Because, students, they're like, this is so cool. You're a teacher. We don't know teachers that do this sort of thing. And I, of course, am going to be like, I know that you're finding it very neat, but I want you to be put in my shoes for a second. Pretend you're a 30-year-old person and you're doing something outside of school. Don't you think it would be a bit weird if children came and found you outside of school and started following you outside? Don't you think that would be so weird and cringe and all of that? And obviously at that point they recognize that, oh, this is weird. We shouldn't be doing this. And by that point, anyone who ended up finding me or subscribing to me or something, they go away. I know this because on my analytics page, I can keep track of not only subscribers and people who are publicly subscribed to me, but I can also see the names of them. And obviously, if I recognize names of users as somebody that I have taught as a child's name, that of a person that I immediately, and this is very important to make myself very clear, if any student of mine, former, current, or future, if any of them come find me and make themselves aware, I do not communicate with them at all on this channel. I will not comment to them. I will specifically ban them outright. I will keep them from being able to comment on my channel for lots of my videos anyway. You can't reach them if you're not 18 or older. And on top of that, in my analytics, I make sure that like 99% of you, and I can post the analytics thing probably on the screen right now. A majority of the people that that find my channel are people that are 18 or older anyway, but I am very clear that if it is someone that I recognize from my job as a teacher and they are a child, because if another teacher finds me, okay, that's cool, whatever. But if like a child finds me, I am going to ban them. I'm not going to communicate with them because that is the right thing to do. And obviously, I don't want them to come find me anyway. If they come to me one-on-one and they say, hey, I found your thing, am I allowed to follow you? No! This is made for adults. I make stuff for people my age. It would be weird for you to follow things for things that aren't for children. I am not for children. I am for adults. People who watch me know how much I cuss a lot. They know how much I have a potty mouth that even old people get mad at me. I remember the 4Stella video that people commented saying I curse too much. Well, yeah, that's just an example. This is made for adults. It is not made for students. Obviously, Obviously, the other thing is that any views of mine that I have are specifically mine and mine alone. They do not represent my district. They do not represent my school. It has nothing to do with either of them. I specifically only have views that are of my own, Ddog, me, this person right here. That is something I have to make clear as well. And going forward in the description of every video and the description of my channel, I have a disclaimer. I have changed that disclaimer to specifically be that sentence to cover my butt, to make sure everyone knows that these are my videos and mine alone, and specifically they are for people my age. And I specifically, look, I don't go out. I do not go tell the students about this. It is a thing where children will talk to other children because they find something neat and cool and they're like, look at this. Or they're like, look at this. Look how cringe my teacher is. Why is he doing this? Ew. And then they try to make fun of it because, you know, they're middle schoolers. Middle schoolers love to make fun of things. So I'm putting this video out there specifically because I wanted to make things very clear in case any of them ever find me. If they ever do, they know that they're not supposed to be here. And if for some reason they're hiding with different usernames that aren't connected to their school or not their actual name, and they've somehow slipped through the cracks, I'm telling you right now, you better unsubscribe. You better. I don't care if it was somebody I taught 7 years ago. But I'm so old, teaching 7 years. The point is, this is what this video was. I will try to cut this out. I will try to make this, cut this up and make this a little bit more pleasurable to listen to and watch. But this was a super important announcement to get out because of certain things that have happened in the sphere of government. And obviously, I want to keep doing this till the end of time when I'm old and cranky. Oh, I'm already old. But when I'm already cranky. When I'm an old man and I'm still talking about K-pop music videos. Okay, point is, I want to keep doing this, and this is a way for me to make sure that I keep doing this. Does everyone understand? Is everyone good? Can you give me a thumbs up if you understand? That's the teacher in me saying that. Can everybody just give me a quick thumbs up? Okay, cool. Everyone got me a thumbs up. Thank you. Appreciate that. I have no idea how I'm gonna make this. I don't know what I'm gonna clickbait the hell out of this. I'm telling you that right now. I will. Bye.